a lot of people can't put much stock in these card decks, and they think, oh, you're just goofing around, or who would want to consult a card deck when you got a real life problem? That's stupid. I've had lots of these types of comments. I even had my own patients. I said, okay, well, let's do a tarot. Tarot, what would you do? I got serious problems here. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I've got some serious tools here too. So, to reiterate, do you see them as archetypes? Do you see them as non-local intelligence? Do you see them as local within the realm of classical physics, where it's actually a physical star creating an energetic influence? Are they egregores, which are, as you know, are thought forms?
Yeah.
Are they psychic energies flowing from the zodiac? I mean, how do you account for the fact that these images written on a piece of paper are symbols that are connecting you to something that seems to generate meaning and can actually really change a person's life? Because if you listen to the advice, just to give you an example, I began using your Oracle of the Mythic Heroes deck with friends and clients because I wanted to see how it played out. And in every case, people went, oh my God, that's just mind-blowing. One of the first thing I did was just go by their birth date and say, here, read this. This is the Greek god that correlates with your birth date. And I think, mine was Asclepius, and I read that and it blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, this is almost like somebody had wrote a story about me, and I've never had a single person come read based on their birthday and not go, holy shit, how could this be? So I'm curious, how do you account for this? Like, what would you say is a scientific or philosophical explanation that somebody could wrap their head around so they don't think that this is just a bunch of airy-fairy silliness?
Well, I think for both these two decks, right? Mythic Heroes and Celestial Deities, I believe that actually all these archetypes are already in our DNA. Each single card, actually. So, sometimes people say, okay, which card is me? And I say every card is you. Yes. Every card is you, but it depends on, what you're talking about and whether you have tapped into that talent or that potential. And this is related to astrology, because when you look at our natal chart, which is, a wheel right there, right? Everyone actually has all the 12 different zodiac signs on their chart. Yes. So when people say, okay, I'm an Aries, well, your sun is an Aries, but you actually have all the 12 zodiac signs on your wheel, and they're all on the different cusps, for each house. And whether you have a planet in that house or not doesn't even matter, but you have all the 12 different archetypes in you. But they might be talking about how you deal with different people, different things, and you might be showing different archetypes there. So with these two decks, it's the same. When we put a card, let's say Athena, we're not just saying you are Athena now, but we're saying, okay, this is already part of your DNA. And how would you like to express that? That energy in your daily life or in tackling a specific issue that you're facing. That's how I see these. So I really want people to use these cards and read the books, not about, okay, how am I going to become this? You are already that. You just need to wake that up. And that's what I feel.